For me, spiritual psychology involves a process of understanding our place in the world. And by that, I mean exploring and understanding what we call the immanent, that being us, and also experiencing and exposing what we call the soul, the transcendent. So dealing with the immanent and transcendent. That's what I believe spiritual psychology is. Where does it come from? That's a loaded question. To be honest, we can trace its origins back to what we call the father of Western psychology, William James, who was also the brother of playwright Henry James. But it actually predates William James, what we call spiritual psychology. And you can see its evolution through the models by Sigmund Freud and then Carl Jung with his depth psychology and Jungian psychology, and then through the humanistic models and transpersonal models, and even further back, if you go before transpersonal psychology and you look at the work of Sri Aurobindo in the East with his integral model, which is different than Ken Wilber's integral model in the West. So you can pretty much see its evolution. So to be honest, there really are many spiritual psychologies. Just like in religion, there are many Islams and there are many Christianities. You know, if you stop someone on the highway and you ask them about their faith system, you'll get different explanations based on that person's religious experience. I believe that's one of the reasons why William James talked about in his book, The Varieties of Religious Experiences, because we do have different experiences. But I do believe spiritual psychology is very important. And I think that as time progresses, as in World War II, where there was a need for more psychologists to kind of arise on the scene and more people to be trained in that art, I think that more people will gravitate towards disciplines like that, that blend this otherworldliness that we experience, as well as an understanding of how to live and be in the world. For me, I think that a test of what we could call a perennial spiritual psychology would be its effectiveness, whether or not it's actually, touching someone's life, mending a broken home, fixing a marriage, helping individuals discover their purposes, that there are present realities that we can't take our attention away from, living and being in the world. After all, if you read in the New Testament, the Bible always talks about spirit incarnating into matter. Not so much matter trying to, pre-incarnate back into spirit unless you're dying, But I think that we can escape this physicality, this earth school. And so I think more and more people will gravitate towards this. But I think that would be the test of spiritual psychology. That would be its test. For so long it lived in academia. But now I think more and more people are gravitating towards it, and rightfully so, because things are happening in our world that's calling our attention back to our heads and our hearts. Not so much a division of head versus heart, but a both and approach, immanent and transcendent combined approach, or in the Buddhist tradition, a middle path approach.